Steve Dotto here. How the heck are you today? I am spectacular. Thank you so much for asking. Today's topic is one that I'm sure is going to be very interesting in our journey to 100,000 subscribers. We're going to be talking today about monetizing your channel, adding ads to your video. Should you be doing it? Shouldn't you? How much money can you expect to earn from it? Is it worthwhile? Let's have a quick conversation about that entire space. So let's begin. I'll tell you about my experience, and then we'll set that against some different scenarios that you might be experiencing. Now, first of all, I began monetizing both my webpage and my ads in my YouTube channel fairly early on in the process. The main reason was I hoped that I'd make money. I wished and prayed that I would make money, but it wasn't the overriding concern for me. Thank goodness, because it hasn't exactly changed my lifestyle yet. But especially on my website, when you think about signing up for Adsense and enrolling in an ad program, with my website, I always wanted to include at least one Adsense ad. And there's my Adsense ad here at the very bottom of my webpage. Why do I put that in? And this isn't scientific at all. This is actually flying completely in the face of everything that Google and AdSense and YouTube are saying. But I just thought that in search, if two websites are fairly equal, or equal as far as value, as far as the content goes, that the one that Google or YouTube makes money from is probably going to get a little boost somehow somewhere in the algorithm. Again, complete speculation on my point. In fact, Google denies this vociferously, but I'm not going to take a chance. I'm always going to have an AdSense ad on every one of my pages because I want to be part of that program. And for my web page, I mean, we're not talking web pages here, we're not talking websites, I know, but from this I make very little money. I don't push it very hard. I've got a couple of affiliate ads of products that I quite like, and I'm willing to be an affiliate partner with in this case, SaneBox and Grammarly. And then the AdSense ad I make $20 a month from, based on like 17,000 traffic to my website, which isn't huge in either aspect. It's certainly not life-changing money, but I do leave that ad there. But we're not talking about website ads today. We're talking about YouTube ads. And should we be monetizing, and what are the advantages of monetizing our videos? So before we begin, I think it's really worthwhile having a quick conversation about whether or not you should be considering it at all. If you have a website which is building your enterprise, which is building your expert, the people's opinion of you, building your reputation online, I question very severely whether or not you should be adding ads. Say you're a realtor, or say you're a yoga studio, or say you're a dog walking service. All of these sorts of people can benefit from having online video, but should you be advertising? If you create intellectual property, if you're doing courses, if you're teaching courses. Now, I know I do a little bit of that, but if your main business is teaching courses and getting people to sign up for your online courses or signing up for your online services, should you be incorporating ads? In those cases, I say no, not if you're selling something. If you're selling something, or if you're trying to build your reputation online, I don't think that you should have ads on your videos. Now, I'm going to put one caveat there. I think it's worthwhile having an ad on one or two videos, but we'll talk about that in a moment, because that's an entirely different, that's a strategic decision as opposed to a monetary decision. My channel is all about productivity, and the videos that I produce, and the fact that I'm committing to produce a large volume of videos covering a wide spectrum of content, the value is in the content as far as I'm concerned. Although I do sell courses, that's a real downstream product and in very specialized and vertical areas. And you will notice that when I am doing videos promoting those courses and the different things that I actually sell, I won't be monetizing those videos in any way. I won't be adding ads to those particular videos. But these videos here for this channel, for the growing to 100,000 subscribers, I have no other way to make any revenue at all from these other than through the ads, because I'm giving away free content. And even more importantly, in my productivity videos, I'm just giving away content, so I don't have any problem at all in incorporating ads. So I did give that caveat of that there's an occasional time I think everybody should have an AdSense relationship with YouTube set up, because, and I'm not positive it's still 100% the case, but back when I started, if you enrolled in the AdSense program with YouTube, they gave you some extra permission as a partner. They gave you permission very early on then to put cover art on your videos, to be able to do a custom slate on your videos, things like that, which I think are quite valuable. It basically makes you, it just puts you up a tier as far as the partnership program is concerned. I know that's a moving target. They're constantly changing those things, but if that's the case for you, then you should, then it's definitely worth looking into, including, especially if you're a new partner, it's definitely worth including at least one of your videos with ads on it. But having said that, unless you're giving away a lot of content and you're going to be publishing content, for me, if you boil back to the reason that I started doing the productivity videos, it was because I was writing newspaper columns that were being syndicated. I was writing for a single paper. It was being syndicated across their network, and I wasn't being paid any extra for any of the syndication. So I thought, I got to take control of my own content. And by making my videos, embedding ads in my videos, now I can syndicate it out. I can give it to anybody to watch those videos or publish those videos on their site, and now I can make some revenue from it. So let's now take a look at the types of ads, and then we'll talk about the revenue that you can be making from them, because I know you're all interested. How much is Steve making? I'm interested in how much you're making if you're out there too. It's one of those things that we're kind of all interested in, and we have to be careful about how much information we share in this space, because there's actually some rules attached to our Adsense account about what we can and we cannot share. If you read their terms of service, I think I can share my totals, like how much money I make on a monthly basis. And I'll give you an idea of what I make per subscriber, because I think that's kind of where the whole goal of these series of videos is, growing our subscribers. So understanding how much each of those subscribers is worth to us a month or a year is, I think, an important factor. But what I can't share is how much each click is worth, or how much the revenue per 1,000 views is worth. That's information which is proprietary between Adsense and myself. So those numbers I'm not going to be able to share, unfortunately. Wish I could, because I'd love to hear what yours are to see where we land on the scale. But those aren't numbers that we're allowed to share. Let's take a look at the types of ads that we can display within our video to start. And I'm just going to go into the newest ad that I've just created, which is just up a few hours ago. It's got barely any views at all, and it's on Trello. Here it is. So when we go into the monetization tab within that ad, we see our different formats, and we see how this is where we actually go in to monetize the ads. And the beauty of YouTube is they really give us good contextual information as we roll through the whole thing. So take a look at what my options are here. I have selected that I'm including overlay in video ads, and you know what those are. Those are, and if we just click on this, it'll actually tell us. Those are the ones that are probably right now down here in the lower third, and it probably, if you've been watching since the video has been running for a while, it's gotten quite transparent, so it's not as invasive. But there's an ad probably down there right now in that lower third of the video, and that's one style of ad. And when you go into your analytics, you can see exactly how much revenue is coming from each of these different styles of ads. So you can play with the different programs. You can play with having them turned on, having them turned off, and all of that sort of stuff. They also have the in-stream TrueView ads. Now, these are ones which give the viewers the choice and control of which advertiser's message they want to see and what. So what they mean by this is the in-stream ad is the pre-roll ad that rolls before your video. Now, depending on what the ad inventory is, depending on what AdSense has, and if you go into the message boards, you'll see a lot of conversation about what's happening with that, is advertisers enroll in the program, and then based on how many advertisers are in the program and what they're bidding to spend, that's going to determine how much money you're going to make from your pre-roll ads. And then they're going to set that against the demographics of your audience, how popular your videos are, how long they're being watched, etc. But you're going to have a percentage of your ads, which, even though you're monetizing them, which have advertising attached, and then you're going to have a percentage of ads which don't have advertising attached, because we're paid in two ways for our videos. We're paid cost per click. When people click on one of the ads, either in the sidebar, in the YouTube sidebar, or in that in-stream ad, or in the ad before, in the pre-roll ad, if people click, you're paid a certain percentage, or you're paid a certain amount for each of those clicks. And then you're also paid just by the 1,000 views, by the number of people viewing the ad, so that's more of a passive income. But the value of your page will go up or down depending on the quality of the people that are watching your video and how long they're watching the video. So there's two models that's happening within the AdSense world, and they both have relevance. Now, as far as the TrueView in-stream ads, those are the newer style that allows you to skip the ad after 5 seconds or after 8 seconds. And some providers and some publishers will allow that. And I think that's a great happy medium. If you're interested in the ad and letting it run, then go ahead and let it run. If not, you click after 5 seconds or 3 seconds into the ad, you watch the first little bit of it, and then you go to my video. So you're paying a little bit of a price to watch the video, but not a huge price. The standard in-stream ads, if you see that I like that, giving you the choice, the standard in-stream ads force you to watch the entire ad before you can watch the video. And that's kind of the old school way. I think far less popular. And I'm noticing myself in my online life that I'm seeing very few people that are choosing that options. And then here are the in-stream ad options. So we show pre-roll ads. So that's telling where my TrueView ad is going to be. It's going to be rolling pre-roll. And then there's also something called mid-roll ads. And mid-roll ads actually are something that I'm thinking about playing with, especially for this kind of format here, where I'm doing a long video. These videos that I'm doing for the 100,000 subscriber series are averaging over 11 minutes in length. So they're a little on the long side so far. And some of them, I'm going to be doing some interviews, and they'll be 30 and 40 minutes. They'll be more like podcasts. So I'm thinking there that we might look at including mid-roll ads in some of those. And if we click here, it tells us that the ads must be spaced at least 7 minutes apart. So if you did a 21-minute video, you could easily put an ad in at 7 minutes and an ad in at 14 minutes if you chose. Now, it'll be interesting. Fortunately, of course, YouTube gives us the drop-off statistics. We see when people stop watching. And if I was to incorporate mid-roll ads in my videos, which I haven't done yet, I would watch that video like a hawk afterwards and see what the drop-off is after the ad is inserted, or the beginning of that ad insertion, whatever that time frame is. That would be certainly valuable intelligence. And they also have post-roll ads, which I never turn on because I don't think anybody's going to stick around to watch the ad at the end. So I don't do that. And then it's also asking here if this video contains a paid product placement, and if it does, partners are permitted to include it, but it needs to conform to their ad policies. So if I have a relationship with a sponsor, I want to indicate that here, and I want to be reading through the policies before I do that. And that is basically the monetization options that we have on all of our videos. And you can set this as a standard for all of your ads, or for all of your videos, or you can go in and manually set it each time you run a video. So that's how I have mine set up. Now, I know you're wondering how much money am I making from it? Is it worthwhile? And the interesting thing is, when I started running ads on the videos, it was to make extra money to help pay for my server and that sort of stuff, and to help kind of pay some online expenses that are kind of attached to producing these videos. But since September of 2013, so we're talking 7 months ago now, when I've really started to concentrate on growing the channel, I've really only been working hard at it for about 7 months, and especially since the new year, I've noticed that the ad revenue has increased to the point where it's not incidental money anymore, but it's actually real dollars that I notice coming in. So I'm seeing, I think that you can average, if you kind of work it out to the subscribers, I think that a channel can get anywhere between 2 and 3 cents per subscriber per month to north of 6 cents per subscriber per month. So just do the math. I'm at 17,000 subscribers. So if I'm in the middle there right now, I should earn in this month here somewhere between, or I'm at 18,000 subscribers, I think. So I should earn anywhere between $700 and $1,000. And I think that's reasonable as far as what I'm expecting to come in right now as far as revenue. Now, that's gross revenue, and of course YouTube or Adsense takes a cut of that. So you're not going to see quite that much money actually flowing into your account. But it's all of a sudden not insignificant money, especially when we start adding zeros. If we look at my goal of growing our channel to 100,000 subscribers, and we hit 100,000 subscribers, and we're somewhere in the middle of that range there, let's say we're at 4 cents per subscriber per month, you're looking at $4,000 a month in revenue, which is not that bad when you stop and think about it. Certainly when you start getting north of 100,000 subscribers, your YouTube channel has the potential of being a really good business that you have total control over yourself. Well, you have mostly control over. I mean, there's still the challenge and the fear, I think, that YouTube advertisers have around that revenue stream is how little control they have over how well those ads are performing in the advertising world. Does this make sense? Here's the yin and the yang of the ads. when I did my TV show, I had to go out and get every sponsor and every ad that was placed in the TV show. I had to work hard, and I had a long sales cycle, and up to probably 60 and 70% of my time in the off season, and even 20% of my time while we were taping the show was spent in business relationships and getting sponsors and getting advertisers to tie into the Dotto Tech show. Now I spend zero time worrying about my advertisers because I have a partner that takes care of that. I have Adsense. So now unfortunately, I just have one partner, and I'm kind of beholden to them to make sure that they do a good job. So they're working hard to make sure that the proper value is being applied to the different advertisers, and they're working hard to make sure that advertisers are getting good value from being related to positive and quality videos. Now, I think that our channel here is pretty lucky. From talking to a lot of other YouTube publishers, my demographics are 75% male, which isn't great or bad, but they're 75% male and over the age of 45. So they're a pretty good income group. They're pretty easy to define. So advertisers like the fact that I have a fairly narrow market that they can definitely target towards. The other thing is people are typically happy when they're watching our videos, because we're seeing that they're watching a minimum of about 6 minutes per video across the channel. So YouTube says, oh, people are happy when they're coming there. They're getting the information that they desire. So all of those make our property here at Dotto Tech, more appealing than a property that has a more scattered audience and has less engagement, people watching the videos for less time and that sort of stuff. So the bottom line, as far as I'm concerned, is I have to continue to produce really good quality content that my audience, who I know who they are, I'm engaged with, find valuable, so that they stay engaged with me and watch for a long time. I mean, it's pretty simple. And I got to tell you, as a person that is coming from the broadcast industry, where I had so many different partners that I had to deal with that were often so difficult to deal with. For instance, a programming manager that was responsible for setting the schedule for a TV station, they could take my audience away from me with a stroke of a pen by saying, Steve, we're moving you from Saturday morning at 10:30 to Sunday afternoon at 4. The audience that I'd built up at Saturday morning, they had to now find me on Sunday afternoon at 4. And I had no way of talking to them. It was a one-way dialogue. I was on the screen and they watched me when they were on TV. And so somebody that was not even part of the whole process could take my audience away from me. And God forbid they canceled the show. Then I lost my audience completely. It was held hostage to me. Now I have much more control over my audience because you're subscribing. We're creating a relationship and there's a dialogue happening. Additionally, I don't have the network to deal with as far as getting permission to be on the air. If I produce good quality content, YouTube is happy to have that content because ultimately they just want to have people that have good quality content online. And so they're going to continue to promote my video. And I've got a space on the dial no matter what. Now the dial is infinitely large. It's not small. It's not small like when I was on TV, but still, I now have my place and nobody can take that away from me. So there's some real positives there as well. I guess to summarize, the thing that I think most publishers have to consider doing is, first of all, you should sign up for an Adsense account, do all of the enrollment and get all of your paperwork in place and get all of the linkages in place between your Adsense account and your YouTube account so that you can at least monetize a few videos to make sure that there's no permissions or there's no extra benefits of being enrolled in the revenue side of the program that you're missing out on. That's number one. Then you have to make a good, hard decision whether or not you should be incorporating advertising at all. If the answer is no, then that's pretty much it. You're done. If the answer is yes, you think you should be including advertising because you're going to be building business on it, then you want to pay attention to what type of ads you're going to be running, how they're going to be placed, and what your threshold is and what your audience's threshold is for accepting those ads, and then concentrate on producing great content to make sure that the advertiser's product is placed in the best light. And then be realistic about what your revenue is going to be. You're not going to get rich, but it could be a really nice revenue stream as soon as you grow to some level of critical mass. Even a site, a hobby site that's 10 to 20,000 subscribers can bring enough money in to pay for a vacation each year, which is really not bad when you stop and think about it. I hope you found this video to be useful. I'm sorry it's a little on the long side, but it was a deep topic, and I know we're going to return to the whole revenue side, advertising and AdSense side of the conversation several times through this series. Now, I've got a couple things to ask you. First of all, engage in the dialogue below. Click down below us and make your comments. Add questions. If you think I'm on or off base, then tell us in the comments and engage in dialogue and help to build this community and add extra value. And please, if you haven't subscribed, by all means, subscribe to our channel. We are trying to get to 100,000 subscribers, and for that, we need you to be a subscriber. And also, it wouldn't kill you to give us a like or a share, which definitely helps us get out there a little bit more. I'm Steve Dotto. It's been really fun chatting with you today. We'll see you real soon.